Card King, here I come. Hello, sports fans, sports collectors, and all hobbyists. Welcome to the Card King Sports and Variety Show. I am your host, the Catman, Brian Cataquet, a.k.a. the Card King. We are live on ABC's KMET 1490am.com. Your number one spot right here for news and talk on the West Coast. I thank everyone for tuning in this morning. On the telephone line, I welcome to the program a legendary Red Sox player who is famously known for hitting his dramatic home run in that 1975 series. I welcome to the program the great Bernie Carbo. Bernie, honor to have you.
Hey, thanks for having me. I'm really happy about being on your show.
Absolutely, Bernie. And I looked at that clip when you hit that dramatic home run to tie the series. I mean, you still in disbelief that you actually accomplished that feat?
Well, you don't get to see the whole at bat, and so when Raleigh Eastwood was the pitcher, Sparky Anderson would go to a Will McEnany, the left-hander. I'm a left-handed batter, so when I went on the deck circle, I told Juan Beniquez to grab a bat. I said Sparky's going to come out, so I'm just sitting there waiting for Sparky. I'm looking at Sparky. He's still in the dugout, and the umpire saying, "Get up here and hit." And I was, wait a minute. Sparky, go get your left-hander, Will McEnany, so you can go to, Beniquez. So I was like, are you kidding? So I went to home plate, and I looked at bench. I said, what are you doing? He said, we're going right at you, Bernie. We're going right at you. Well, I stepped back out, and next thing I know, I had a 2-2 count on me, and I probably took the worst swing in the history of baseball. Bench is arguing with the umpire that the pitch was a strike, and the umpire called it a ball, and I swung at it. I dribbled it about 2 feet. Pete Rose said it looked like the worst Little League swing he ever saw in his whole life. And Ben
Did he
said
really?
It was the worst Little League. Yeah. And Rico's over at first base. He said it looked like a pitcher hurt his arm trying to learn how to hit. And Freddie Lynn says, I just turned around and said, this kid, Bernie's got no chance. And Zimmer was walking down the line going, what kind of swing was that, So it was the worst swing I think I ever took in my whole life. Even if I was a little kid, it was the worst swing. And I'm thinking I'm almost struck out. The ball was in the catcher's glove, and oh man, I don't know what to do. And I just got up to the plate. And the next thing I knew, he threw me a fastball, and I hit it. And I was like, wow, this might have a chance to go out of the plate. And Geronimo turned his back. I said, wow, this is going to be a home run. And next thing I know, I'm running to second base, and I thought, well, I'm going to give David Concepcion, I'm going to give him a hug. Because we played in the minor leagues together and came up in the same year in 1970 to Cincinnati Reds. He should be in the Hall of Fame, too, Dave Concepcion. So I'm yelling at Pete Rose, don't you wish you were this strong, Pete? Don't you wish you were this strong? And he's yelling at me, this is the greatest World Series game ever been played, Bernie. This is fun. So I ran the home plate. I was like, wow, this is, that was my second pinch hit home run, which tied a record for World Series pinch hit home runs. And I thought, wow, take a deep breath. And then he said, go out and play left field. And I went, I don't want to go out and play left field. But I went out and played left field, and there was bases were loaded on 3-2 count. The ball hit the left field, and I overran it. And I reached back, and the ball went in my glove, and I went into the dugout, and I told Carl Shrimsky, I said, I hit a home run and almost missed a fly ball within about 15, 20 minutes. That was unbelievable. But it was the greatest home run on the 22nd of October of the World Series. Carlton Fisk hit his home run after midnight, which would have been the 23rd, and our game was picked as the greatest game ever played. So it was a lot of fun.
Just to give a quick recap, it was like you mentioned, a pinch hit, 3-run home run, which tied the score 6-6, paving the way for the dramatic Carlton Fisk game-winning homer in the bottom of the 12th, leading 7-6 Red Sox victory. So, Bernie, your name will forever be cemented in World Series history. How about that?
Well, after 50 years goes by, I can't believe I'm 77 now. People kind of forget, But, Carlton Fisk's home run was hit on the 23rd. I tell him that was his greatest home run. That baseball, George Foster caught that baseball and kept it for about a year or two, and he auctioned it off for about $50,000.
Did he really?
And yeah. So, wow, who would ever have thought at our times about collecting baseball cards, collecting autographs, selling things or doing whatever. But my home run bat, nobody knows what I did with that home run bat. They couldn't find it. What happened was I found a small lathe. So I was lathing, I was taking them, all the varnish, all the names, everything off the bat. I took Louisville Slugger, burning Carbo off the bat. I'm sanding it. Rick White says, "What are you doing? You can't use that bat." Why? It doesn't have a label. So I went and got a magic marker, and I put a diamond on there, put Louisville Slugger, put burning Carbo M110. So when I hit the home run coming around the third, I said, "Oh, heck, if they pick up the bat, they may not say it's a home run. It's an illegal bat." But yeah,
so
it was a lot of fun.
So you still have your memorabilia items from that series?
No. We never thought about keeping anything back in those days. I didn't start collecting autographs and start collecting things after I got out of baseball. Can you imagine? I'm 19, and Satchel Paige comes in my clubhouse, and he sits next to me and tells me he's Satchel Paige. I played with Hank Aaron. My hitting instructor was Ted Williamson, Stan Musial, and played with Willie Stargell, Dave Parker. I played with Bob Gibson, Joe Torre, Ted Simmons. I played with Carl Yastrzemski, and met Bobby Dorr, and John DiMaggio, Joe DiMaggio. I mean, all of these great people that you associate with. And at one time, Ted Williams would sign all kinds of autographs. We didn't think, the joke is, I could have been a millionaire if my mother didn't throw my baseball cards away.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And we're talking with Bernie Carbo, Boston Red Sox. He's with us this morning. Bernie, let's talk about when you were first drafted. I believe you were 17 years old, 16th overall pick in the draft. Now, you were the first pick for the Reds, and then came Johnny Bench. Is that true?
Yes, and Johnny didn't like that very often. He came over when we first met, and he says, "Are you Bernie Carbo, the number one draft choice?" I said, "Yes, I am." He said, "What'd you sign for?" I said, "I signed for $30,000. Wasn't a lot of money." And he walked away, and I found out he signed, for $5,000 in a catcher's glove. But we became great friends. I loved him. I loved his family, his mother, and everything. And Spain was from Binger, Oklahoma, and I was in the Army Reserves, and I stayed with his mom and dad. But Johnny Bench, one of the greatest catchers. But I didn't want to get drafted. I didn't believe in the draft. In 1965 was the first year of the draft. I wanted to play for Detroit Tigers, and I wanted to play for. And I'm from Detroit, so I didn't want the draft. That was the first year of the draft. And I hate the draft. Even today, I hate the draft. I just think that I could play wherever I want, sign wherever I want. I just kind of believe in that. But it's just what it was. And I went to Cincinnati, and I struggled in the minor leagues. Sparky Anderson got a hold of me and made me a baseball player, had me go to the ballpark from 9 to 11, 1 to 3. And, he said, "You're going to be a baseball player. We're going to play to win." We won a championship. The next year I had a great minor league season. I hit .359. Went to the big leagues and hit .310. And 21 home runs, fifth highest hitter, and then my career kind of took a dive, and you look back, and we went on strike 5 times, and we made it better for these minor league players, and we also made it better for the big league players today. This is why they're making so much money. We didn't benefit from the strikes that we went on. We went on 5 strikes. It didn't benefit us, but it benefits these kids today.
I mean, Bernie, when you look at a salary like this guy, Juan Soto, I mean, he's making almost close to $1 billion. I mean, don't you think that's ridiculous? Well,
what's ridiculous is that, number one, if you're going to pay these ball players that much money, I made $476,000 in 17 years. And if you're going to make this much money and play this much money and pay these players this much, and you want to take the look at this as what you're going to do today. You have gambling. You're making billions of dollars. Now You're saying that Pete Rose and Joe Jackson should be in the Hall of Fame and put them on the ballot because you're committed to say, okay, we're making billions of dollars on gambling. And then you're going to tell the steroid guys that you can put them in the Hall of Fame, so everybody's doing steroids. We don't have drug testing 100%. And you're making billions of dollars. Now, why don't we just let people come into the ballpark cheap? Let the kids come from free, have date nights, and have double hitters, and come. You don't have to. They don't have to make any money with drawing one person. They're already making money, so allow it to be affordable for us to come and watch the game. I mean, let's look at the Savannah Bananas. You know, the yellow bananas, whatever they call themselves. It's fun. It's affordable. I can't pay for a ticket to go to a ball game. I can't pay for parking. I can't even pay for the hot dogs. I mean, they don't need to draw one person. When you're paying people billions of dollars and you're paying them millions of dollars and you're taking this out on the fans, this is why minor league baseball is becoming so popular, and it's popular because it's affordable. And we can make this affordable in MLB. If you're going to pay these people this much money, let the people come in and have it free to come in and watch baseball. You don't have to have one person come into the ballpark to make any money.
Oh, I mean, a family of four, you're spending like $400 or $500 with parking, tolls, and hot dogs and beer. Forget it. It's insane.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know, if you want baseball to get back to where it was, let the kids come in for free. Let them come for free.
I agree, and you know, like what you do when we see you at these card conventions, you and Bill Lee. I mean, I think that actually helps. Helps promote the sport better. Do you still feel that baseball is not as popular as it used to be?
It's not popular at all.
Not as popular as
what's popular is these kids. They're not even playing baseball. Baseball is dying. They're playing soccer. They're playing tennis and golf and basketball and volleyball, and they play the game that they play too. It's a new game where they got a ball with a net and they throw it in. It's what's it called? The Indians played it at one time.
Yeah, I can't think of it, but yeah, no, I got you.
But yeah, so baseball is not at the top anymore. It was. In 1975, that World Series brought baseball back to where it was, where it should have been, the number one sport. But you look at it now. So you look at what's doing now. Kids are more active in playing soccer and doing these kind of things, and basketball and baseball. It's just too expensive, even in travel baseball. I mean, travel baseball is ruining baseball. When I was with Pete Rose probably 30 or 40 years ago, Pete Rose said travel ball was going to ruin these kids, T-ball and coach pitch and everything like that. You know, you travel, you're paying $1,500 to have on a team, and then you're traveling and you're only getting 3 games. You get 6 at-bats, maybe a ground ball or whatever. You got a couple practices or whatever. It becomes a pop and mom game. It's too expensive. Pay for travel, motel, and everything like this. And the season, they don't get. When we were young kids, we played football in the backyard. We played baseball in the streets. We played side baseball. We played baseball from morning to night. We got hundreds of swings every day. And we just went out in the park and picked up teams and threw the ball over the plate and let them hit it. Now we got kids from 9 to 12, 14 years old blowing out their elbows, their arms, rotor cuffs, and Tommy John, and it's not good. Travel ball is not good. When we were playing travel ball, we didn't play travel ball until we were 15, 17, or 18 years old. And when we did play it, it was because we were good. And what's happening now, and if you have money, you're on the team, and that's what it's about. It's about money. I just don't like travel ball. I like park and recreation ball. I like pickup baseball. And what I do is I do camps now with boys, and I do camps with girls. And I give them fundamentals, ground balls, throwing the ball, bases, outfield, hitting, running the bases, throwing. And we throw the ball out. They umpire. They keep score. They play baseball. And they have a blast. They throw the ball over the plate, let the kids hit it and field, and they just play and love it. And they argue about the umpire, about the safe out, and they come to an agreement. They argue about the score, but they're out there having fun. And when they're playing, I sit on the bench. I let them argue and play, and the good players teach the bad players, and that's what we used to do when we were younger. We did the same thing with football, same thing with basketball, and we did all these things. We played all day, all night. You know, it was fun. So when I have clinics, I do June, July, and August. Every week, I have boys out there from 9, 10, 11, 12, and then 13, 14, 15, and I give them all the fundamentals, and then I throw a ball out, and they say, what are we doing? You're playing baseball. Well, how are we going to do that? You're going to pick the teams, you're going to umpire, you're going to score, and you're going to throw the ball over the plate and let them hit it. And just catch it and throw it and keep scoring, and they have a blast.
I mean, well, Bernie, you know, I saw you and Bill Lee a couple of weeks ago at a show, and I mean, there was a line out the door. I mean, you guys are still fan favorites in my business. I mean, after 56 years, I mean, fans still want your autograph. Do you still enjoy signing autographs for the fans?
Well, I'll tell you the truth. Fenway Park, the Boston Red Sox, Mr. Yawkey, I love Mr. Yawkey. When I first met Mr. Yawkey, owned a team. I walked up to him. He was in the clubhouse. I walked up to him and gave him $20 and told him to give me a cheeseburger and fries. And the clubhouse guy come over. He said, "You know who you get that $20 to?" I said, "No." He said, "That's Mr. Yawkey. He owns the team." So I went over to Mr. Yawkey, and he said, Bernardo, just win the game, Bernardo." I love Fenway Park. I love Mr. Yawkey. And then I took him to arbitration for $10,000 in loss. And I went to him. I said, "Mr. Yawkey, my wife's going to have a baby. I want to buy a house. Take this. I need $10,000." And he gave me $10,000 and gave me a $25,000 raise. And I play for Mr. Yawkey. So after every game, by the parking lot at Fenway, you could sit at the corner, and I would sign autographs until the lights went off. If I was 0 for 4, the best thing I could do was sign autographs all night. I sign them before the game. I sign them now. I sign them anytime. I write my name so you can read it, too. I don't scribble. I write it so you can read it. And I would say out there till the lights went on. All I did was I said, "I got my own pen. I got my pen. I got my markers, everything else. Don't point. Don't get ink all over me. Don't push. I'll sign all their autographs as far as till the lights go off." I love signing autographs. Who wants Bernie Carbo's autograph? I will sign it for nothing if I have to. I love signing autographs. It just makes you feel good. I'm a baseball player signing autographs? I mean, come on, guys.
This is I have like 5 minutes left with you, Bernie, and this is why I like radio, because we can go all over the place. You know who I had on my show? I had one of your former teammates, Scipio Spinks. Is it true that Scipio sent you a stuffed gorilla?
Well, I'll tell you the truth. What happened to Scipio was he hurt his arm. He threw about 94, 96, and he hurt his arm, and he told him, "We're going to have you sit with a psychiatrist and tell you your arm doesn't hurt." So he put this stuffed monkey in the St. Louis Cardinal uniform. He said, "Tell the monkey to pitch because he doesn't have a sore arm, but I do." So when I got traded, I opened up a box, and there was Mighty Joe Young. So I kept Mighty Joe Young for all those years, and then what happened was when the Pittsburgh case came out, Keith Hernandez came out and said, "Well, Bernie Carbo introduced me to cocaine." Well, that was the truth, but
Did he really say that?
Yeah. So what happened was I ended up putting the monkey in a box and pictures of my kid sitting on his lap, and I mailed it to him to New York Mets and mailed it to the clubhouse to Keith Hernandez. So you got to ask Keith Hernandez about Mighty Joe Young. But I wish I had Mighty Joe Young. I could probably sell him and make a few bucks. But it was something that baseball treated us in a way that Scipio thought, you know what, you treat me like a monkey, I might as well I'm going to dress a monkey up as a player. And that was kind of the same thing, too, My rookie year, I hit 310 highest hitter, and rookie of the year MVP in the minor leagues. And I held out, they offered me, I was making $12,000, and the minimum went to 15, they offered me 17. I held out, and I went to talk to Bob Hausman, and he says, "You're going to sign for 17, $2,000 raise." I said, "Well, give me $30,000 you gave me when I was a kid." And he said, "Go home and carry a lunch bucket like your dad." And when he said it about the fourth time, I dragged him across the desk and I beat him up.
Did you? Is that right?
Yeah, I hit him about 5 times. I said, what does my dad got to do with me, go home and carry a lunch bucket? You're not even giving me a raise. Then I went to Marvin Miller and told him, I said, look, I want to go with Kurt Flood to court. I want to go to court. I don't want to play with Cincinnati anymore. I need to play someplace else. I just did something I should never have done. Beat up Bob Hausman, who's he's the president of the Cincinnati Reds. He said, well, I can't take you because you're a kid. Well, 10 years later, he said, yeah, I should have taken you to court with me when they went to try to get the free agency. What I wanted to play someplace else because I was going to get buried, and I did get buried. And, I didn't make a lot of money, and my career went downhill from there, and I ended up not liking baseball very much. I thought money was going to be the answer to all things, but the answer for me is Jesus Christ.
Now, before I let you go, Bernie, let me ask you. Now, you played 12 seasons. You played with the Reds, Cardinals, Red Sox, Brewers. Let's talk about a couple of your teammates you played with. So you mentioned Pete Rose. I mean, a young Pete Rose is 69, 70, 71. You guys got along right off the bat?
I love Pete Rose. He made a mistake. You don't bet on baseball. I love Pete Rose. Greatest guy I ever met in my life. I played with Hank Aaron. Hank Aaron said to me, Bernie, you'll be a great hitter if you learn it's okay to make an out. He said, I made over 8,000 outs, Bernie, and you're not even going to get that many at-bats. And I said, what are you talking about? I said, be happy, a new beginning. Every at-bat's a new beginning. Hit the ball hard, Bernie. Hit the ball hard. And I stole Willie Mays' bat my first time in the big leagues in San Francisco. It was his game bat, and I broke it and came in my clubhouse looking for my bat. And 40 years later, he's still mad at me. So, I played with Dave Parker, I played with Parker, and I played with Willie Stargell, and Ted, I met Carl Yastrzemski playing with him, funniest man I ever met in my whole life. So I look back at my years in baseball. It was a lot of fun. I met a lot of great baseball players. I played with a lot of great players. I made a lot of mistakes in my life, a lot. And, you think that we went on strike 5 times. We just didn't benefit, but we didn't make a lot of money. But I love the game. I love playing the game. I still love the game. And it's a lot of fun to be around the kids today and see how much fun they can have. And it's a real shame is that we're putting too much emphasis on travel baseball and making these kids play and teaching the things and not the fundamentals of baseball. I think MLB is trying to reach kids, but they need to let the kids come to the ballpark for free.
Absolutely. And, Bernie, so what's down the road for you? I mean, are we going to see you at more conventions? What's down the pipeline? What's your schedule like?
Well, I'll tell you what I got going. I do a fantasy camp. I did a fantasy camp in Mobile, Alabama. It's my 26th year there. I charge $300 and $150 if you bring someone. 26 years. Well, next year we'll be there January or February at Mobile University. I have a camp coming up here. I live in Carolina now. I got a camp in Fayetteville the 19th, 20th, and 21st at Woodpecker Stadium for $300. We put a uniform on. We go out there and play baseball Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and we just have a great time. And what happened was, when fantasy camp started years and years ago, it was affordable. Now it's like $5,000 or whatever. And I just said, you know what? I've had this camp for 26 years. First year in Fayetteville, and I've been doing it for $300 and $150 if we bring somebody else. And we go out there and play baseball and really have a great time. We're not looking for no number one draft choices or anything. But if you go to BernieCarbo.com, you can find out my phone number, find out about the baseball camps, the fantasy camps. And also I'm going to have a webpage where they can go to and buy some of my pictures or uniforms or something like that. But I'm looking to go in October. I'm going up to Vermont, and I'm going to be with Bill Lee up there signing autographs in October. So I'm looking forward to that. Then I'm also going up to Boston September 3rd, 4th, and 5th, and I'm going to be in Worcester at the AA ball team there signing autographs. So I'm looking forward to that. The 50-year anniversary is probably keeping me busy, but then after that, 50 years is a long time to be remembered. And, I'm 77 now. My birthday's coming up August 5th.
Oh, nice.
So, I like to live till I'm 86. Then that means I'll live longer than anybody in my family.
Well, I saw you a couple of weeks ago. I mean, you look great. I mean, your face looks young. I mean, you look great.
Well, I feel good. I think that it's the way you look at life. I'm doing what I love, and I'm working with kids and girls and watching them grow up and things like that. I feel good. You know what I mean? I don't know if baseball. I became an alcoholic and a drug addict, and my mother committed suicide. My dad died 2 months later. I wanted to commit suicide, and I met a gentleman who, at that particular time, Bill Lee called, and then Ferguson Jenkins called. I ended up in rehab, and I had an anxiety attack, ended up in the hospital. And the man asked me, do I have a personal relationship with Jesus Christ? I said, I don't know. My mom and dad didn't believe in God. I don't know what you're talking about. And the Spirit fell on me, and I've been with the Lord Jesus Christ for 31 years, and I've been clean for 31 years. I speak in churches and 12-step programs. I go all over the country. I've been to Saudi Arabia, Kuwait. I've been to Guam. I've been to places where I never thought I'd be. For that home run that I hit, even though that home run was 50 years ago, that home run opened the door for me to be able to talk about Jesus Christ. And I've been able to go places because of that home run. But when I hit that home run, it only lasted a while, and I was on the bed just crying. I was crying. I don't know why. I hit the greatest thing I ever done in my whole life. I dreamed about hitting that home run my whole life. And I'm like, no one's here with me. I'm all by myself, man. And so it was, I've been fortunate, I've been clean for 31 years, and it's been beautiful. I live a good life, and, God's been good to me, and baseball has been the greatest game ever played, and that's what I preach, God's the greatest game, and we play the greatest game, and that's baseball.
Hey, Bernie, many blessings to you. I mean, it was an honor to have you. Nice meeting you a couple of weeks ago. Great job today.
Well, I appreciate you guys. And baseball is a great game, but we got to give it back to the kids. Got to give it back to the kids, the new generation. We got to give it to the new generation of these kids.
Everyone, Bernie Carbo, go to BernieCarbo.com. Right, Bernie? BernieCarbo.com.
Yeah. Amen, brother. Amen. Thank you.
Thank you. Until next week, happy collecting to all.